Okay, hello everyone. I hope you guys are seeing me. Give me a second here. Okay, I think you guys are seeing me now. It is a little bit of a rushed morning, so not looking my best. But I wanted to address this because health is obviously a very important topic for a lot of us. And in fact, most recently, this is something that's gotten me a little bit more cognizant of, and I'll get into that in a few minutes. But I wanted to just make sure that we are live on YouTube here, and we are live on Facebook here. So if you guys see me having my eyes dart around, that's because I'm live streaming on both platforms, and also I'm looking down to make sure that I'm looking at your comments here. Hello everyone, Mary Lou. Yes, I just saw your registration to Feng Shui 2018. Welcome, welcome. Mary Lou, make sure you join our private VIP Inner Circle Facebook group. That Facebook group is only for people who register for Feng Shui 2018. After you go over the recording, by the way, you guys who are watching me on Facebook or on YouTube, if you have registered for Feng Shui 2018 but you're not in my Facebook group, because actually I think only a third of you guys are in there. If you have a Facebook account, then join me in our private Facebook group. The link is on the course portal. So send me a request and I'll add you in. It's a really good way for you to ask any questions that might pop up after you've done going through all the information. Hey Jenny, Marcella, Carrie, Joyce, hello. So thank you so much for joining me here. And let's see, who do I have on Facebook? Sorry, on YouTube. Just wanted to give people some time. Hey Oyuki, Tanu. Yeah, I just wanted to give people some time to come up. Hey, Char L on YouTube. Hello, hello. Okay, so 2018, we are the second day of February. Isn't that crazy? It's just, actually, you know what? Let me just fix my camera a little. I should have flipped this. Hold on, let's see what would happen if I flip my iPad. Give me a second, you guys. Okay, I think you're still seeing me all right. No, I'm upside down. It's because my two cameras are really far away from each other. All right, I'm just gonna make do the way it is now. So I hope 2018 is going on strong for you guys. Hey Lynn, hey Joe. And you know, that the Chinese New Year is just a couple of weeks away, right? February 16th. And I hope you guys already have your home prepared for the Year of the Dog, in terms of what's going on, in terms of annual energies. I'm not going to go into detail for that one, because for this live stream, I want to talk more about health and not just in Feng Shui terms, because I need everyone to understand that there's so much more in terms of energy and how it affects our health, how it affects the health of our loved ones. So unfortunately, just a few days ago, someone that I know and someone that my daughter, my 11-year-old daughter is very close to, was unfortunately, she unfortunately shared with us that she's got stage 4 cancer. Now, this person is just a few years older than me, so that, and we just lost an aunt to cancer as well. So that hit me really hard, and obviously I was really worried about my daughter as well. because she's already taking her great aunt's passing pretty hard, and I wanted to make sure that she's supported emotionally in terms of potentially dealing with another loss, right? So, and yesterday in my VIP Feng Shui group, I asked for topics to cover for this live stream today, and the topic of health came up. So it was kind of aligned perfectly. So obviously, you guys follow me because of Feng Shui information, right? The width and the depth of energy in terms of Feng Shui is it's really wide and it's really deep. So it obviously I won't be able to cover everything in here, but at the very least, if you guys are aware of the annual flying star pattern for the year of the dog, I want you guys to, at the very least, remedy. Okay, those of you who did Feng Shui 2018, let me know what direction needs to be remedied for health. We're looking at number 2, number 5, and number 7. Or even who's watching me on YouTube, if you've registered to my Feng Shui 2018, you should know this. Wes, perfect. Is that Charmaine? Joyce, west, east, and north. Perfect. Oh, Charmaine, good to see you. Marcella, north. Okay. Good. Answers are coming in. Oh, Charlene. Okay, Charlene. Okay. Perfect. So west, east, and north for 2018, for the year of the dog. Those are the ones that you need to watch out for where health is concerned. It can have negative impact in other areas in life, but health is one of the things that it can impact, right? How do you remedy? My go-to is always a salt cure. So you can remedy the salt cure, and that's to take care of the annual energy. Certain home periods and certain home facings will need to watch out even more. And this one I touch on a little bit in my Feng Shui 2018 and the inner circle, but at the very least, the west, the north, and the east, you need to remedy with a salt cure. If this is your bedroom, if this is your door, if this is your kitchen, you need to, it's a bit of a double whammy. So you need to really watch out for your usage of these areas. Okay, this would make, if your important areas at home happen to be in these directions, I would highly, highly recommend that you put the salt cure in ASAP. Okay, a lot of my students, we already started to put our remedies back in October, November already. If you haven't put your salt cures, you need to do that right now. Oyoki is asking, can I use Chinese coins instead of pennies and dimes for my saltwater cure? You can, only if those Chinese coins are metal. The reason why I stopped using Chinese or Feng Shui coins, actually I think I stopped using it even 4 or 5 years ago, because it's been hard to find them that are actually metal. A lot of them are resin. And so resin, for me, it doesn't work. Okay, you might as well use actual coins. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, if you're not in my the Feng Shui 2018 group, just Google flying star or Feng Shui saltwater cure. There's many different variations to it, but like the main gist of it would work. Okay, so yeah, so you can use Feng Shui coins or Chinese coins, but you need to make sure they are metal. Otherwise, you're better off just using actual coins. Hey, Maria. Okay, so let me take a look at the notes that I have here. Okay, so that's just covering the annual energy. Those who have followed me for a while, you also see me talking about the permanent energy. This is also really important. If you guys want insight into the permanent energy of your home, it's not something that there's just so much to cover on a live stream, but honestly, work with a feng shui, a properly trained feng shui consultant for this. Then they can map out the permanent energy of your home, because there are certain, so those of you who are aware of flying star feng shui, or you're aware of the mountain star and the water star, right? Technically, okay, technically, the mountain star affects health and relationship, but there are certain 81 combination, meaning the combination of the water star and the mountain star, will trigger health. So for those of you who are a little bit more advanced in your flying star knowledge, then for instance, combination of 7-9 or 9-7 is illness. At least that's in my school. Now there are other classical feng shui schools that have their own interpretation of the 81 mountains. So far, I have not seen any of those other schools mention 7-9 or 9-7 as an illness star or an illness energy. And I can tell you, in my 9 years using the 81 combinations that's passed down to me by my grandmaster, whenever I see 7-9 or 9-7, there is always illness, health, loss in that area. Okay. Even if it's not serious illness, it's little illness, like energy drain, feeling drained, like really bad quality of sleep, right? That's at the lower end of the health issue. On the higher end, there's other stuff. There's the more serious stuff happening as well. And even in other 81 combination, there's so many that talks about different kinds of illnesses, but that's just another beast to tackle on its own. Right now, if you're period 8, meaning you moved into your home after 2004, look to see where 7-9 and 9-7 is. That is where health issues will come up. Okay? And if you have 7-9 or 9-7 as your permanent energy, and it happens to be in the east or the west or the north, that's a double whammy. Okay, so you need to watch out for your health, if that is, especially if that's your important area. So again, kitchen, main entrance, and your bedroom. Okay, and another thing is the potential. Sometimes there's been a couple of times where I have clients who book me for a private consultation. They ask me to come in because they're having health issues and they wanted to see if it's a feng shui thing. There's been more than a few instances where it actually wasn't the feng shui that triggered the health challenge. And now I'm going to go into other potential stuff that can make health a challenging situation for you, okay? So warning, this might make some of you guys feel overwhelmed or feel panicky, but the thing is, personally, I would rather you guys know what could potentially be the stones that you haven't looked under, right? Like, let's say you've gotten, you know, your treatments done and you have your feng shui all set, but there's still issues. You need to look at these other levels of energy to really have a holistic view in terms of what's affecting you in your health. Okay? So one is, and this is not an exhaustive list, but this is what I see over and over again. One is astrology. So either you use Western astrology or Chinese astrology, whatever it may be, you might want to take a look at that and see if health is an issue astrologically. I don't normally do this, but when I have clients who are doing C-sections, they come to me and they do a date selection so that they can give the doctor a few dates to do the C-section. And obviously what I look at when I look at the timing for a new baby, this is basically where you can pick and choose as best as you can your baby's birth chart, right? Obviously I look at health, I look at relationship, I look at finances to make sure that they get the best energy as possible from the beginning, from their birth. Now, sometimes between the three, you might need to sacrifice a little bit, like let's say great relationship, great, you know, great finances, but health is takes a little bit of a hit. There's no, it's really, really hard to get a perfectly auspicious birth chart, okay? Plus, if you've listened to me any amount of time, astrology is, again, just one layer of energy, right? Even if the baby is born with a good birth chart, there's also other energy stuff that can affect that baby too, right? But at least, you know, we chose the best astrological chart as possible. So if you have health issues, and like I said, there's been a couple of times where I tell my clients, you know what, your health issue is not because of your Feng Shui. Let's take a look at your astrology. Sometimes it's in the astrology that you can see it, sometimes it's not. And the way I look at the astrology, the way I look at the energy based on the time that you are born is more in terms of the emotional stuff. So if I see, let's say, someone who is likely to be really creative, but is likely to feel, let's say, unworthiness, or feeling lack of, or lacking the, maybe discipline, lacking the discipline to do the step-by-step, let's say, to birth out that creativity, then it's very likely that this person will have health issues around the reproductive area, right? Or even the lower back, right? Yeah, Joyce is saying health issues, gastroparesis. I'm not sure about what that is. Anxiety and depression, grief over loss of my mom in 2004. Yeah, sorry about that. Hello, Jenny. So, and again, it's more, I look at the emotional or psychological stuff like that too. Sometimes if in your astrology you have the characteristic of being someone who is really hard on yourself, right? Then constipation or irritable bowel syndrome could be an issue. Or if this is a person who is kind of vengeful or easy to get angry, then you're likely to see issues with the liver or stuff like that, right? So, and this kind of ties in with what I mean by, with my other note here, I've got some notes here, about the emotional and psychological energy above and beyond your Feng Shui. So, Sharo, fibromyalgia out of the blue, yeah, there's definitely some clearing and some healing that needs to be done there. Have you ever seen someone who has the perfect health, well, not perfect, but the healthiest lifestyle, right? Rarely eats meat, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink, does yoga or exercises all the time, and even you know, and doing all the stuff that they should do for health, and yet they get diagnosed with like a terminal illness. Have you seen that? Right? Doesn't that make you think, why? Why did this person get sick when they're doing everything what the doctor or the health experts tell them to do? Right? It could be the Feng Shui, it could be the astrology, it could also be the emotional and psychological side of things, right? And this is something that I tell my husband all the time, because if, let's say, you have stuff from your past, either your current past or, well, okay, let's stick with the current past for now. I have another note for the other one. So if your current past, let's say you had a hard childhood, okay? Let's say you were mistreated by your parents, and there's emotional or psychological scarring from that. You can have the healthiest lifestyle, but you'll still get sick. Okay, and sometimes very, very sick. And this is something that I push my husband to look into, because, and you know what? We've been married 15 years. Okay, we've been married 15 years. There is so much in his growing years, in his teenage years, that I don't know about because he doesn't want to share. And I tell him, it's fine if you don't want to talk to me. If it's that painful or that traumatic that you don't want to share with me, I'm okay with that. But you need to work with someone on this. Because otherwise, that emotion, after years and decades, that's just going to manifest into something really serious, right? In his chart, there's no health issue per se. And obviously in Feng Shui, I've already made sure that we don't have serious illness, right? But that's the other levels of energy. It's the internal energy, the inner Feng Shui that we need to constantly heal so that it doesn't manifest as external illness. Okay. So that's one. My other note is talking about the trauma from the past. In my opinion, there's trauma from the past in this lifetime. There's also trauma from the past in previous lifetimes. Okay? So some of you may or may not start tuning out now that I start talking about past life. But it definitely is, especially if this is something that has been following you almost your whole life, you might want to start looking at that. Okay? Oh, the sun is really bright from here. I'm just looking really weird on YouTube right now. So work with your an Akashic record practitioner. Work with a past life regression practitioner. Especially if health is an issue for you, you need to at least check into your past life and see if there is a connection there. Okay? For instance, and I'm not saying this is true for everyone, but obviously everyone's past life is different. Okay? Even this life is different. But for instance, as an example, if someone has really bad, let's say could be, let's say, anxiety, or just having really weak heart or anything like that, right? It could be in a past life, maybe they drowned, right? Feeling like not able to breathe, right? Or let's say if someone has really bad migraine or whatever, it's not impossible that in a past life that maybe they had a head trauma. Maybe someone stuck a knife in their head, right? For my daughter, my older one, when she was dealing with eczema, actually both my kids had eczema, but the older one definitely had it way more than my younger one. And she was between 3 and 6 months old. Between 3 and 6 months old, we took no pictures of her. There were no photographic evidence of her between 3 and 6 months old, because that was when it got really, really bad. She had eczema patches on her face. It got really red and it was weepy. And every time I take her outside, people go, "Whoa, like, what's wrong with your baby?" It was very traumatic, even as a mom. And I tried everything. I tried everything in terms of naturopathic, homeopathic, and whatever. And it got so bad that I had to go to the family doctor and ask for the cortisone cream. And you guys who know me, you know I try to go natural medicine as much as possible. But the cortisone cream was my last resort. I had to go there. And even then, the cortisone cream helped for a bit, but it flared up again. So I was at my wit's end. Okay, how can I, and you know, I was also watching what I eat because I thought maybe it was something through my milk. And so again, I meditated and I asked divine, I asked spirit, I asked God, I asked universe, help me figure out what am I missing? How can I help my daughter? And the answer that came to me was, she has an issue of how how her image is being projected in the world. She has an issue, or a self-confidence issue, or a self-worthy issue in terms of how how she puts herself out there. And then I remember this really clearly. In my meditation, I'm like, but she's only 3 months old. She's only 6 months old. What does her self-confidence or her self-worth or whatever, what does that, how could a 6-month-old baby have all these issues already? Like, she's just born. And then, so the next answer that came in my meditation was past life. That's when it clicked. And so I did energy healing on her and with her, with her energy, in terms of clearing out the issues of self-confidence, clearing out the issues of image, clearing out the issues of feeling not good enough. And are you guys still seeing me on Facebook? It's still happening on my... Okay, hold on. Sorry, I think the video stopped on Facebook. Oh dear. Give me a second. Are you guys still seeing me? Some of you guys are still seeing me, right? Okay, I'm not sure what went on there. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going and then I'll post the replay or something. And so, yeah, so I cleared my 6-month-old baby's emotional trauma around self-worth, around, you know, around confidence, around feeling worthy, around feeling, you know. And so after that, it started clearing off. Where cortisone cream didn't help, after I did the energy healing on her, regular cream started working. Do you guys see what I'm trying to get at, right? So just give me a second. It's just really bright. It's hurting my eyes. So let me just kind of close that one a bit. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Okay, so so that's emotional and psychological health. If not addressed, can become physical health issues. Okay, and so heal, obviously heal with the current life first. And if you're open to addressing your past life, then get a past life regressionist expert, get an Akashic record expert to help you through that journey. Those of you guys who are in manifesting code, now you know that how I want to build my legacy is that I want to start giving out, teaching people how to fish as opposed to just giving them the fish, right? So those of you guys who are in manifesting code, if you haven't heard of manifesting code, you can check it out at manifestingcode.com. If someone could just type it out on Facebook. In manifestingcode.com, in the future modules, I'm actually going to be teaching you guys how to build your intuition. And once your intuition is clear enough, then I'm going to guide you guys into how to go into your Akashic record. And from there, you can access your own past life. Okay? So if you have any issues around health, for instance, you can go into your Akashic record, and with your spirit guides, they will reveal to you if there are past life situations that have an impact on your current life's health. Okay, hope that makes sense. Okay, so last one, a little bit of a doozy, is generational karma. So generational karma is not your energy per se, but it's the energy of your family, energy of your ancestors. Okay, so generational karma is, again, hard. It's a topic that's hard to broach, but sometimes you know, it's kind of needed. And so, for instance, I love working with energy healers. So in one of my energy healing session with another practitioner, what was it? It was about my daughter. Oh, wait. It was about me. They were working on me, not my daughter. On my daughter, they were working on something else. But the healer was working on me in terms of, this was maybe 2-3 years ago. And I was wanting to up level in my business. But there was something blocking me financially. And I wasn't sure what the blockage was. And so I went to the energy healer. And they said I somehow inherited leftover energy from my great uncle who I have never met, right? So that great uncle of mine had his own business, but he ran into some financial challenges, and hold on here. Give me a second. Sorry, you guys on YouTube, just hold on. I want to make sure. You guys on Facebook, can you let me know if you're still seeing me? Or did the video stop? I think people are telling me that my video stopped. Oh wait, no, it's still going on. I think it's still going on. Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on here, but I think I'm still on. Okay, Mary Lou, thank you. And so the energy of my great uncle, who I have never met, he went into some sort of financial situation and it never got resolved, and it got passed down through the generation, and I got it. So therefore, 2-3 years ago, I felt like, you know how it feels when you're like, you feel like you have so much potential, that you can do so much more good, deeper, wider, you know, so that you feel that you are on mission, but it feels like there's a blockage somewhere and you don't know what it was or what it is. So that was what I felt in my business. And so so once I was told that, I started doing my clearing on that too, my energy healing. And in case you guys are not sure what I mean by energy healing or clearing, you can look that up on Google, even look that up on YouTube. You guys on Manifesting Code, we will go really deep into that as well. And so that's another thing that you want to look at. If you have health issues, there could be certain energies that you inherited from someone in your family. So another one that I wanted, so this is just a theory, okay? I'm not saying that this is true, but I know someone who was trying to get pregnant, okay? Trying to get pregnant, and actually the sister-in-law, she's not trying to get pregnant. She is still kind of young, but even at a young age, due to health issues, actually had to have a hysterectomy. So that really took me back to think that this family have 2 young women who can't have kids. One for sure can't have kids, children, and the other one is struggling to get pregnant. So my question to my client is that I wonder if it's an ancestral karma. I wonder, right? And it wasn't until a few months later she said, you know what? My grandfather's burial plot in China, the family just found out that her husband's burial plot. her husband's grandfather's burial plot in China got dug up because they were building a highway. And that happened many years ago, and the family never knew because they're here in Canada. So the family never knew, and now they don't know where the grandfather is, right? Again, there's so much other stuff going on in the background that I am not privy to, but Formula Street, I am going to remove you. And so that is when that's a breadcrumb, isn't it? That's an energetic breadcrumb, because she's having issues getting pregnant, and then the sister-in-law, obviously the husband's sister, now can't. And that's part of the reason why, going a little bit off tangent here, that's also part of the reason why burial plot feng shui is so important, because where you're buried affects your many generations down the line. That's actually the only feng shui that the last school of feng shui that I'm not yet certified in, because it's just really, really advanced. Personally, I don't feel like I'm quite ready for it, right? Because you're not just choosing a home for someone to live in, you're choosing a burial plot, and if you get that wrong, you're affecting the whole line down the line. So I'm not quite sure I'm ready to take on that responsibility as yet. But generational karma or generational negative energy, that's what I'm trying to get at. So where this client is concerned, obviously it's out of the level that I could help her because they don't even know how to find the remains of the grandfather, right? So it's pretty much more clearing, more energy healing as best as they can do. So it's kind of, personally, it may seem like it's a little bit limited in terms of what can be done. But maybe there's another healer out there that can help them, right? That is something that I can't do. Okay. So that is, those are my perspective in terms of energy and how it affects health. Okay. Most of them, you can actually, actually going back, generational karma. So, there are actually practitioners, if you feel like you're kind of not being, I don't want to say being cursed, right? But if you feel that there's a generational karma thing, yeah, Terry, Dr. Pillai, I was going to say, actually a lot of my clients, I have brought them over to Dr. Pillai's website. Elaine, if you're still on here on Facebook, can you put up the website address? There's a couple of websites. It's astrovet.com or pillaicenter.com. So they do, now this is if you're open to Hindu rituals, right? Because Dr. Pillai is a Hindu guru or a priest, right, Elaine? So they do fire rituals that deal with family karma and stuff like that. And in fact, they also suggest doing the what's called tarpanam, which is a ritual to reduce negative energy that's passed down from your ancestors. Thank you for that, Elaine. And that also means we have to be really careful with how we live our lives. Okay? And that's part of the reason why I incorporate all these tools into my life, because I don't want my kids to inherit any energetic junk from me. If you owe money to someone, you need to pay that back. If you are holding on to anger or whatever, you might want to practice forgiveness. Not to say that what the other person did to you is right. It just means that you need to release the effect that their action has on you. If you harm someone else, it will either come back to you or it will come back to your future generations. If you, so basically if you don't deal with it now, you might come back in the next life and deal with it again. Or someone else in your family, in your future generations, will have to deal with it. That's in terms of the generational stuff. So manifesting code, if it's okay for me to talk about manifesting code a little bit, because this is my offering that is above and beyond Feng Shui. Okay? Each and every time I have a private consultation, I give my clients more tools that are above and beyond Feng Shui to deal with the energetic stuff. So manifesting code, I get this question a lot, because manifesting code is where we deal with the inner Feng Shui, we deal with past life, we deal with strengthening your intuition, we deal with using essential oils and crystals and incense and moon cycles to manifest the life that you desire, not just in finances, but in relationship and in health. Hey, Gabriella. So I get these questions a lot. One is it a lot of work? Will you be giving us a lot of stuff to do on manifesting code? Yes and no. Yes, it's a lot of tools that I'm offering. These are the tools that I've incorporated in my life the past more than a decade now, right? And I love Feng Shui, but I think it's a combination of Feng Shui and meditation and clearing and healing and forgiveness and oneness. All those energetic tools come together to bring me the beautiful life that I have now. Okay? And therefore, 2018, my bigger mission is to really share. I mean, they're not new. These are tools that have been around for thousands and thousands of years. I just take them all together the way that I've incorporated them into my life. So the question is it a lot of work to change my life? Yes, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of commitment needed, right? But if you don't take a few minutes to calm your mind and do meditation, if you don't take 7 to 10 minutes to strengthen your intuition, if you don't take a few, half an hour, 45 minutes during super, powerful moon phases to broadcast your intention and broadcast your love and broadcast your healing and your forgiveness out into the universe, then you're going to be stuck where you are. Is that worth it? To not do the work but be stuck where you are. It's definitely not worth it. And I also have people who ask, especially the Akashic record, because that's going to be part of the manifesting code as well. Oh, okay, let me go back to intuition, because before I forget, why do you need to strengthen your intuition? The thing is, having been a Feng Shui practitioner for so long, I see many people constantly seeking outside themselves to get the answer. Oh, how is my year gonna be astrologically? Oh, I am in love with this man, but he keeps cheating on me, but I feel like he's my soulmate. Or it could be, I feel like I need to move to a different country where I'll have a better, career option, more career path. So it's great to go, you can definitely go to an astrologer, go to a psychic, go to, whatever. But it is better if the answer comes within us. And most of the time, the answer is already within us. We just kind of, put a lot of other junk on top of it that you don't see the answers. So when you learn to increase your intuition, if you need an answer to, let's say, should I take up that job? Will that give me the kind of promotion in my career that I want? Or should I accept this man's proposal even though I'm not fully in love with him? Or other stuff. You really need to just center yourself, tap into your intuition, work with your angels, work with God, work with universal energy, work with the light, work with your spiritual guides, you will get the answer. Okay. There's actually one situation where I guess it's not quite, but I have a client who came to me to sell their home. And so although there were some feng shui hiccups that are energetically blocking the sale, we obviously remedied it. Okay, we remedied it, and the house is still not sold. And so I had my clients give my permission to look into the Akashic record of her home. Sorry, this is away from health now, I realize that, but you guys know I kind of jump all around. So I tapped into the Akashic record of her home. And then I asked the spirit guide of her home. And I asked them, okay, so we've done the feng shui placements. The pricing is right. The home checks a lot of boxes. What else is missing? So the intuitive message that I got was that people don't feel welcome there. There's something happening there energetically that's not visible to the eye, and that's not even a feng shui thing, that potential clients would come in and they feel uneasy. They don't feel like it has a homey feeling, right? So then the question would be, okay, what is the next step, right? The next step is constantly clearing the house and some crystal work. So I think the crystals are going in maybe next week. The client is getting the crystal, I think, over the weekend. So we'll see what happens. But just like selling a house, just like attracting a relationship, just like making money, just like health, if you're doing the feng shui and nothing's happening, you need to look at the other energy. Okay? And I've never promised anyone that once you do feng shui that everything's going to change, because there's so many other layers of energy that is still unaddressed, right? So I guess I'll just leave you guys here because it's like almost 50 minutes for this live stream. But yes, Oyuki, it's all a learning process. At this point, it's almost a process of elimination. The easiest one to handle is the feng shui. That's the one that you can calculate. That's the one that you can move stuff around. You can place stuff around. The hardest one is the generational healing. It's the healing the emotional and the psychological, right? And healing past life. That's the harder one, because it takes a lot of spiritual readiness to get into to get this kind of information, and even to act on the information. Because I have people, what's the point of you going into your past life or going into your Akashic record? You get information, but you don't act on it. So let's say someone says you need to forgive your dad. Your health issue is because your liver issue is because you're angry with your dad. You need to forgive him. You want to get healthy, but you're not ready to forgive him, right? So there's a contradiction there. Or, it's also healing in any level, okay? Healing your spiritual body, your emotional body, your psychological body, your physical body. Healing also takes bravery. Because sometimes you get messages that you don't want to hear. And the bravery is in taking that message, learning the lesson from it, and then healing what needs to be healed. So just really quickly before we go, when I was in my early 20s, I never had issues attracting relationships, right? One would end, and then another guy would come into the picture, but I didn't want it that way, right? I used to joke that, I would give a guy 3 months as a test. If after 3 months and I feel like the relationship is not going anywhere, then I'll just end it. Why would I want to waste time on a guy that, you know, doesn't have the potential that I'm looking at? And then someone was telling me, and this could be a spiritual guide, right? Giving a message to me through someone. And the guy was like, well, all those relationships that didn't make that didn't make it past the 3 months, they have one common denominator. And I was probably 19, 20 at this point. Not very mature, not very wise. He told me there's a common denominator in all these relationships that didn't work out. I said, what? He said, you're the common denominator. And in my unwise mind, in my immature spiritual path, it hasn't even really started yet, I got really angry at him. And I'm like, oh, so you're saying all the fault is mine. And now that I look back, he actually did me a favor. I just wasn't ready to get that kind of insight as yet. And it's funny that while I was doing some Feng Shui update reports for my clients earlier this morning, I have a video of Dr. Iyakala Hulen and Dr. Joe Vitale, and they talk about Ho'oponopono. My students, and in Manifesting Code, we're going to do Ho'oponopono as well in a deeper level. But those who have worked with me on any level, you will have heard about Ho'oponopono. Or you guys can look it up too, like if someone could just type Ho'oponopono on the comments. So Ho'oponopono, Dr. Hulen talks about taking responsibility. And this is what I was just listening earlier today. Taking responsibility. So at that time, when I was 19, 20, when someone was telling me that all these relationships failed because of me, I was not ready to take responsibility. I was not ready to heal. And therefore, the same pattern in my relationship kept happening until I was 24. That's when I met my husband. Okay. So that's the thing. I wish I could give you guys straightforward answers. Why am I so sick? Why am I not making the money that I want to make? Why am I not in a relationship with my soulmate? I wish I could give you a definitive answer, but all these energies need to be looked at. Okay, thank you for that, Jenny. Thank you. So, it's not simple. Changing your life is not simple, but it's not impossible, you guys. I hope this is the nugget that you go away from. Changing your health, your financial, your relationships, it's not impossible. It needs energetic shifts. It needs your participation in that. It needs your willingness to do it. It needs an open mind and an open heart. So while it takes a lot of effort and a lot of commitment and a lot of time and maybe a lot of releasing work, a lot of forgiveness, it might need all that. But you know what? Don't you want to get rid of all that crap in this life rather than having to come back again another life and having to deal with the same issues again? What's the smarter choice, right? For me, it's a no-brainer. So if any of you guys want to check out my offering that is above and beyond Feng Shui, I do talk about Feng Shui a tiny bit, but really I think like 85% of the modules will be non-Feng Shui related. But that really targets the other energetic levels that I'm talking about. So that would be www.manifestingcode.com, and you can register anytime. It needs to feel spiritually right for you as well. So thank you so much. We are close to an hour. Thank you so much for your time. Yes, Oyuki just joined. So thank you for your time. I'm here sending out as much love and healing and blessings to all of you. Take care.